Have you ever walked away from a conversation or relationship feeling completely drained, like someone just sucked the life out of you? It's not always obvious at first, but there are certain toxic behaviors that chip away at your peace, your energy, and even your sense of self-worth. And the truth is this: the moment you start tolerating them, you give people permission to keep crossing your boundaries. Before we dive into these 5 soul-draining behaviors you should never tolerate, take a second to subscribe to this channel if you want more life-changing insights. And let me know in the comments, which of these behaviors have you seen the most in your life? I'd love to hear your experiences, because the more we talk about it, the stronger we all become. Now, let's get into it. 1. Manipulation. Disguised as care. There's a kind of manipulation that doesn't show up as loud control or obvious gaslighting. Instead, it comes disguised as, "I'm just looking out for you." You know the type. Someone who constantly makes decisions for you, questions your choices, or criticizes you under the mask of just trying to help. This is emotional manipulation at its finest. The problem is, when you let this slide, you slowly lose trust in your own judgment. You start second-guessing yourself because someone else is always inserting doubt. Here's the truth: real care empowers you. It builds you up. It doesn't shrink you down. The moment you feel like someone's care is really control, it's time to draw a line. 2. Constant disrespect of your boundaries. Healthy relationships, whether friendships, family, or romantic, are built on respect. If someone repeatedly ignores your boundaries, no matter how many times you've communicated them, that's a flashing red warning sign. Think about it. You say, "Please don't call me late at night," and they keep doing it. You say, "Don't bring that topic up," and they push it anyway. At some point, it's not about misunderstanding. It's about them not respecting you enough to listen. Boundaries are not selfish. They are necessary. And if someone refuses to honor them, they're showing you that your comfort and peace don't matter to them. That's unacceptable. 3. Emotional blackmail. This one is subtle but extremely damaging. Emotional blackmail looks like, "If you don't do this, I'll be upset. After everything I've done for you, you owe me." Or even silent treatments designed to punish you until you give in. People who use guilt, fear, or obligation to control your actions are not looking out for you, they're trying to own you. And the cost of giving in to emotional blackmail is that you start living your life for someone else's approval instead of your own happiness. Here's the bottom line: love doesn't manipulate. Friendship doesn't demand. Family doesn't control with guilt. If someone's love is conditional on you obeying their rules, that's not love, it's control. 4. Habitual negativity. Have you ever noticed how one consistently negative person can drain an entire room? It doesn't matter what's going right, they'll always find the flaw. It doesn't matter what the opportunity is, they'll always focus on the risk. Negativity is contagious. If you're constantly around someone who only complains, criticizes, and drags down every spark of positivity, guess what? Over time, you'll start seeing life through that same gloomy lens. Protect your energy. Life is hard enough. You don't need to carry someone else's bitterness on top of your own challenges. It's one thing to support a friend through a rough season, but it's another to be permanently attached to someone who refuses to see the light. 5. Passive aggression. This one is sneaky, but it's just as toxic as outright anger. Passive aggression shows up as sarcasm, backhanded compliments, silent treatment, or doing the opposite of what you asked, just to make a point. The danger is, it creates an atmosphere of tension where you never know what the person really thinks. Instead of clear communication, everything becomes a guessing game, and you end up wasting your emotional energy trying to decode what they meant instead of building a healthy relationship. Direct honesty may sometimes sting, but at least it's clear. Passive aggression, on the other hand, is a slow poison that erodes trust and peace. When you refuse to tolerate these 5 behaviors, you send a clear message. My peace, my energy, and my worth matter. And that's the foundation of building a life where you're not controlled, drained, or diminished by others. Now, here's the reality. People will only treat you the way you allow them to. If you continuously excuse toxic, manipulative, or soul-draining behaviors, they don't magically stop. They grow. And before you know it, you're living a life that doesn't even feel like your own, constantly bending to keep the peace while sacrificing your own well-being. But the moment you decide, no more. I will not tolerate manipulation. I will not tolerate disrespect. I will not tolerate emotional blackmail, constant negativity, or passive aggression. Everything changes. That decision flips the script. You reclaim your power, your peace, and your self-worth. It's not about being cold or unkind. It's about drawing a line that says, I respect myself too much to allow this in my space. And when you start honoring that, you attract people who also honor it. So let me challenge you. Take inventory of your relationships today. Ask yourself, am I tolerating any of these 5 behaviors? And if the answer is yes, don't wait. Start setting boundaries. Start walking away if you must. Because nothing, absolutely nothing, is worth the cost of your peace of mind. Remember, you teach people how to treat you. And when you refuse to tolerate the unacceptable, you teach the world that you are someone of value, someone who respects themselves, and someone who won't settle for less. Now, if this video spoke to you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future lessons like this. Drop a comment below sharing which of these behaviors you've encountered most and how you dealt with it. I want to hear your story. And share this video with someone who might need that reminder to protect their peace. Because at the end of the day, life is too short to spend it in toxic energy. You deserve relationships that fuel you, not drain you. Stay strong, protect your space, and never apologize for choosing peace.